Okay, if you bought your house in Texas in the last, say, 2, 3, 4 years, I want you to listen to this video I found on Instagram. I actually made friends with this guy, Wellby, and the passion in this guy's voice about the Texas real estate market. And he really breaks it all down. So this is called The Texas Market Ain't What You Thought It Was. Let's go.
Everybody ran to Texas like it was the promised land. Now that promise is breaking. There was a huge flood of people moving out to Texas as if it was the golden goose of real estate. Low taxes, big space, booming cities. People thought that they were escaping chaos. What they didn't realize is that they were running straight into another bubble.
I gotta say, man, that was an intro right there. Like that whole thing was his intro. Now he's gonna get into the video, and I gotta say, man, that was well done. I can see why this video got 500,000 views on Instagram. I just love this dude's energy.
From 2020 to 2022, median prices in Austin, Texas jumped over 40%. People were paying 100,000, even 150,000 over asking, sight unseen. Why? Because out-of-state investors thinking Texas is hot and they had plenty of cash figured that Texas was cheap. But now, those same buyers are upside down. Let's talk real numbers. Austin, Texas is down 13% from its median home prices from its peak in 2022. Dallas-Fort Worth inventory is up over 50% year over year. San Antonio builders are slashing prices and offering over 5 figures in incentives just to get buyers in the door. Foreclosures across Texas is up 37% year over year. You thought the market would stabilize. Texas is seeing price fatigue. Insurance hikes, property taxes rising, and wages not keeping up. People overpaid with no equity cushion, and now reality is hitting. And here's the worst part. Some of y'all bought thinking, this is Texas. Properties here always appreciate. But appreciation only works when demand outpaces supply. Right now, builders are still building, but buyers are slowing down. Texas isn't crashing yet, but it's correcting fast. And if you bought in 2021 and 2022 at the top, you might already be in the red. Don't let hype make your decisions. Do the math, buy with a plan. Because in this market, what you overpaid for today will be somebody else's foreclosure deal tomorrow.
Oh, this dude, he scripted this thing out. Like he went with it. What you what you overpay for today will be somebody's foreclosure deal tomorrow, and that's what this guy does. He picks up foreclosure deals. I guess he's a flipper, from what I can tell. But price fatigue. You talked about price fatigue, and that's really, guys, that's all we're really talking about. This isn't some kind of crazy crash. Now in Austin's down about 20% right now. I looked at the numbers. At the peak, they were at like 550-ish, 560-ish, and now they're at like 450-ish, 440-ish. So they're down about 100,000 when it comes to the median prices in Austin right now. That is pretty significant. But you got to think, like, whenever we're talking these kind of numbers, and whenever somebody's on social media talking about how bad it is, if it's real, because a lot of these people are just doom and gloomers. Bubble boys, I call them. They predict the crash every single year, and it never happens. And we're not in one now. We have such a strong foundation, really founded on the regulations, the lending regulations that came through after the last crash, that in terms of the residential sector, we're just in such a great place. Like, if it wasn't for those lending regulations, we would be really bad shape right now. We'd end up having to bail out banks again and all that good stuff. Now, the commercial sector is a whole different ball game. All right, I made a video on that. I'll link it at the end of this video so you can go back and watch about the commercial sector. That's what I'm really excited about, because I'm going to pick up some of those deals myself. But nevertheless, talking about Texas, yeah, we've got more foreclosures, but we're still not back to pre-pandemic normals, right? And every market, like, you're going to have like a normal amount of people default on their loans. That's just part of it. I don't care like how you slice it up. So that's kind of like not even back to normal. It's a big jump from the bottom because we were at rock bottom. Same thing with inventory, jumped up 50%. Like, in most of the places in Texas, we're not back to pre-pandemic when it comes to inventory. We're probably at post-pandemic highs in all the markets. I would think that we were somewhere around that, depending on, again, what market you're in. But when you look at Dallas is their peak. I'm talking peak. This is back like 2 years ago. Their peak median home prices was 460, and right now they're about 430. So they're down about 7-8%, but nothing crazy. And Houston is literally not down at all. The peak was 350, and we're at 350, 348. So like it's literally not down at all. It's basically break even in Houston, break even from the peak. Okay, from the very peak, like 2 years ago, we're at a break even moment. So my point is this: that what he said about home builders, that to me, that is the massive opportunity right now. You do have home builders who are still building. They've still got inventory. They're having trouble selling. And to be honest with you, Austin would be the place I'd love to dive into if I were the type of investor that went outside of my local market, which I'm not. I only buy stuff right here locally. I would be looking in that market strongly at what the rents are, what could I rent those new constructions for, how much they've come down. I mean, I was just looking at a new construction there. They started out about 420 and they're down to about 370 right now on a DR Horton home. And you know, DR Horton, I bought 5 DR Hortons back in 2022. They're doing rate buy downs because they have their own mortgage, right? So they buy credits and then they distribute those so they can afford to give you rate buy downs, incredible rate buy downs. They're paying for closing costs. They're doing appliances. And now you've got prices coming down. I'm telling you, if you're a real estate agent and you're looking for opportunities, and I looked in Austin as well, back at the peak, back at the very height, this time of year, the Austin market was at about 800-ish deals per month. 800 deals per month. And right now, this year, they're like 650 to 700 deals per month. Okay. I think last month was 640 deals. So like, it's not like it's completely dead. There's deals happening. Closings will happen every single day of your life, regardless of market condition. It doesn't matter what the market's doing. Close, like you'd fair to say in Austin, that's probably like, really, really, really bad. There's still 600 to 700 deals happening every single month in that market. And my advice is to get your hands on, if you are a real estate agent, you should be looking high and low for the people that are actually doing these deals. If you run into a lot of people who aren't doing deals, okay, create the relationship and do deals with them later. The point is that people are doing deals today. Find those people. That's your job. Find those people to help those people and serve those people. And look, tell them about the new construction. Like they are literally trying to give these houses away. This is a huge opportunity, guys. This isn't the end of the world. This isn't a massive crash. Prices down 20% in Austin. That's probably considered a crash when you go down 20% in prices. So that's borderline that specific market. But there again, like that's the market I'd want to buy in. Like if that's down the most price wise and I can get the numbers to make sense on the rent, then bing, 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 I got a winner. So you have to realize that no matter how you slice this thing up, you put yourself in a position where it doesn't matter if the market goes up or down, you win because you're always understanding that markets do go up and down. When you buy things, you're buying them like in like you're thinking about the fact and preparing for the fact that it's going to go down at some point. The further it goes down, the better I do because I'm sitting here ready with dry powder, ready to buy. And if it goes up, great. I own a lot of stuff, right? And everything I have, like that I buy personally, is meant to hold on to it forever, right? I take depreciation. I'm not fixing to sell those properties. If I do, I'm 1031 and into commercial properties when we see them deals roll through. I do flip some houses, but I have 2 other partners and we pay cash for every single flip. This is a good reason why you want to pay I pay cash for every single flip because I don't want to get caught with a flip with a payment and then be sitting here upside down. I ain't going to put myself in that position again. I did that back in 2002, 3, 4, 5. I ain't going to do that again. I ain't going to make that mistake again. So I don't even like flipping houses. The only reason I do it is because my other 2 partners love to do it. And like, I don't want to break up with them. They do bring me opportunities. And sometimes I buy them out of one of the homes we're flipping if it's something that fits my portfolio. Let's look at a couple of comments. I almost bought an investment property in Texas too, but I had a gut feeling and didn't. Okay. Then property taxes is the silent killer. That is true. Bro, we can receive your message without the loud talking and all the hand movement. I want to listen to you, but the yelling and hand movement is crazy. I'm going to say, like, I like somebody that has the passion that this guy has. I'm not going to hate on what he's doing. He's out here creating content, talking about what he loves, what he's passionate about, and that's what everybody needs to do. Don't be mad, Texas, big dog. We eating out here and living good. Absolutely. Like this is not the end of the world. This is only a huge opportunity and the beginning, right? This is only the beginning. So you need to think right now, this is ground zero. And now the objective is what can I do here in terms of my net worth out of this situation over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years? I think the problem is most people look at these situations as far as like what's happening right this second in the market, and they're only concerned with what they can make right now, and they don't understand the game is net worth over the course of your life. Net worth over the course of your life. I'm going to link this guy in the description. Here's the video about the commercial deals I was talking about, and I'll see you on the next video. Let's go.